Hey, ooh, let me clear my throat. Hey guys, let me know if y'all can hear me and if I sound okay. Hey, trying to make sure people can hear me before I start really talking, and it only shows one person is here. And I know there were a few in the chat, so hey Ashley, hey Yoda, hey Diane, what, what? JoJo. Hi Diana, hi Shriner family, hi Amanda. Do I sound okay? Hey, Melissa. Hey, Lacey. This is just going to be hopefully just a quick little thing because we're going to have to do dinner and all that after they get home from football. It's going to be late dinner for us tonight because football practice. Um, but yeah, so I don't plan on being on here very long, but I never really know how that's going to go. Hi, Crit. So she said I just made the voice. We're gonna have hamburgers, but we didn't have buns. I did a Walmart delivery order the other night and we got half of someone else's stuff and then we're missing half of our order. So a few things that we ordered that we needed, we didn't have. So he couldn't just, and they only have about an hour from the time they get home until they have to leave because they go to school and he works all where he works where they go to school, and then we live in the next town over. So they come home, get ready for practice, and go back. So they only have like maybe an hour in between, and so there really wasn't like time to. Oh, it's put up. I have like a little headband thing on. She said I'd rather have a burger. Um, I woke up this morning and realized that today was the 12th anniversary of when I moved to where my kids go to school, which I obviously don't live. Which when I say I moved there, but I really like it was in the country and that's where they went to school, but it wasn't like city limits or anything. So, um, but now we're still not in the city limits either. We were for in the house we lived in before this, so I don't like to live in the city. There's too many rules. We like to be able to pop fireworks and that type of stuff. Hi, Pixie. She don't have cancer. It's called hair back and headband. Yeah, I have sensory issues that, like, obviously I did not know my whole life. I've worn my hair up. If I start out with my hair down, I can fix it. I can waste all the time and put all the products. And it literally, within 10, 15 minutes, I cannot stand it touching me and it goes up. So he said, wait. I finally finished court today for charges I got helping Jason with the favor. That sucks. I got almost every time I've been to jail, I've been to Smith County, Harrison County, Henderson County, Harrison County, Gregg County, Upshur County, and I've never been in trouble for anything. Most of that was traffic tickets or stuff that my ex-husband got me involved in, and then usually ended up getting dropped or whatever because I literally didn't do whatever it was. So that's what this is about. That's what this live is supposed to be about. 12 years ago today, I rented a U-Haul online, and paid for it because I knew once I rented it, I was less likely to back out. At this point, we had been together. I'm trying to do the math real quick. 9 years, at that point, with 3 kids, and I had left and went back so many times, because it's scary, leaving with nowhere to go, nothing, like, yeah. So I left. I rented a U-Haul. I left him the car because that was the only thing he really cared about. I took everything else. I packed it into a U-Haul, rented a storage, had my dad drive out there for the kids to ride back, help me load everything in the U-Haul. I left the car, and went and moved in an RV with me, my mom, my dad, because they lived in the RV at the time. And that's why, like, there was nowhere really for me to go. And so, finally, I was just like, he was doing like so bad. He was doing drugs, selling drugs, all the things. And I was just trying to be a mom and work. And every job I had quit because I would get dropped off and not picked back up or whatever. And so finally I couldn't deal with it anymore. And I think literally the night before I rented the U-Haul and called my dad, and he drove out there knowing, it's about an hour and a half away, knowing he didn't know for sure if I was going to even leave when he got there. But I'm glad he did, because literally that day changed mine and all three of all my kids, but the older three were the only ones that were here for that. Anyways, less than a month later, so that was September 10th, and then I think it was October, maybe it was a little over a month, because I think it was October 18th. Anyways, he got arrested, passed out after being up too many days, and then taking medication, passed out in the car with a gun in the seat beside him. Got yanked out the car at a motel parking lot by police officers after the security guard kept knocking on the window, couldn't get him to wake up. And then he went to jail on federal charges. And honestly, I know if he didn't, I don't know that I would have ever actually gotten away from him or not gotten more trouble myself. So even though and it sucks because I think sometimes, how many people probably think because we were together that I was into the things he was into and doing the things he was doing. And it's like, that was never me. That was never the person I was. Like, once I had my oldest son at 19, like, I had to become an adult. So I just think all the time, like, where would they be if I was acting stupid too? Like, literally, they have nobody. They had their aunt and uncle for a while, and one passed away a year ago, last week on my son's birthday. So that's a bittersweet day forever. That I have to remember that being that day. But anyway, she was actually, for two of my older kids being born, when he wasn't there, his sister was in the room with me when I had them. And then we got married by proxy, and she actually stood in for him when he was in state jail, and I was having our second kid together. And so it was hard last year losing her, and then a year before that losing their brother. I'm sure it was even harder for him because he's in TDC now. So I guess I should read some of the Oh, yeah, I guess I should go up and read this. I guess somebody's being... Oh, crap. I quit something else. Hold on. I was going to read the chat. I just get really distracted if I'm reading it while I... She said Gregg County is the worst. That's where it was. That's where he went to jail when I left. He went to Gregg County. Um, his brother is in Smith County right now, and I think Gregg County is probably, like, as far as I think, one of the worst, like food and like facility wise. Sorry, I'm trying to go up and read some of the comments. Congratulations, Crit. I know everybody's so proud of you for that. I know it's hard for you to really like talk about anything because you don't want to cause any more problems, but just know we all support you and everyone cares. Sometimes it doesn't feel like anyone cares. I felt like that most of the day. But I knew that it was probably me thinking too much more than anything. And hormones and life and stress and everything. What's my purpose on YouTube? Whatever I want it to be. That wasn't a favor you should be asking a friend. Hey everyone, silver is the best. Okay. Hey Ken. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up. I just like rambled and talked for such a long time that I feel like I missed so much. And so I had to go way far back up and now I'm trying to get back down. Oh my God. And it's not scrolling. He said, I lived in an RV before my kids. It was on my grandma's property. Luckily. See, that's how it was. My mom and dad lived on my mom's aunt's property, like, and she had kind of a lot of property. And then they recently, well, within the last couple of years, moved from there, and they're in a different RV because that one they had been in for such a long time, and it was falling apart because RVs are not built to live in for long periods of time like that. Anyways, and now with my dad having cancer, honestly, the one that they're in right now really isn't the best situation either. And I really hate that's what it is, but it said it's been 2 months away from Jason at Bud Street and a month sober, and I can say it's been the best decision I've ever made to stay away. No, I'm not taking antidepressants, thanks. I'm taking birth control though. I don't know if I would ever take antidepressants again. That was a really hard like journey to go down, and it's a lot, so I'm not gonna. Yeah. Yeah, anyone, if you want to mute or put anyone in timeout, I will block people if like they're rude, like, to be honest, and if they like come here with literally just to be negative and cause a problem, I have no problem with that. So just, I guess, use your best judgment, but for the most part, I would probably just like mute or time out people because then they can watch, they just can't talk. And I think that's the funniest part, is taking people's ability to be able to talk when they're being assholes. So she said, so much fun. So funny how much we have in common. 5 kids and our first at 19. Yeah, she needs to have a timeout, I think. I can be mean, but I don't know. Critter, it really is. Keep up the good work. It's worth it. Trash talk, I'm leaving out. You were the only one causing a problem. I'm not going to stay here too long. Going to watch the debate. Hope everyone has a good night. Yeah, I'm not going to stay on very long. Hi, Miss M. I love your tattoo, Summer. Thank you. I put Swifty in timeout. Not cutesy. Huh? Drive his car that had fake plates and no insurance to go pick up the title for the car when he was locked up, and the guy he got the car from thought it was going to be Jason Cummings, so he set me up thinking it was going to be Jason singing. Oh yeah, I think I remember hearing that story. After you telling my story, I've gotten so much support for everyone. I care. Amber, my mind does the same thing. I want to thank you. Oh, well, you're welcome. I felt kind of bad about it because I knew that it wasn't, it didn't feel like afterwards, it didn't feel like I should have, said some of the stuff, which I was really just repeating what was said. So I thought because it was public on Reddit that it would be okay to say. But my biggest thing was you being worried about Lisa and her being, if in that kind of situation with all the things that we had heard from other people. And so I kind of just, I don't know, I was kind of worried about her. And oh my God, Kurt, that is terrible. I'm so sorry. Keep going strong. I'm like so far behind, y'all. I'm sorry. Thank you. All my kids, so me and all my kids and both of their dads have blonde hair and blue eyes. And it's funny because I don't think either of any of our parents do. So that's really weird. But me and all 5 of my kids and both of their dads all have blue eyes and blonde hair, which all of our hair, well, mine's purple now, kind of. But anyways, but all of like mine and my boyfriend, like all of our hair as adults has gotten darker to where it's more like a dirty blonde and probably brownish almost. But we were all pretty cotton headed is what they say. Cotton headed, like that cottony hair when we were little. Anyways, and then different shades of blue eyes. So I know I was at 597 subscribers earlier, and I was really surprised by that because like I lose one, gain one, lose one, lose another one, gain one. So it's been like a slow process, and because I haven't really like done a lot to like build it or gain it, don't really have like a purpose. I'm just kind of here for whatever. I'm here for whatever, and I keep moving the wrong way, trying to get it more in the middle of the camera. Ew. Why did I click on that one and leave it there for so long? I guess nobody did anything with that person. Should I do something? I don't know. I just clicked up at them timeout. I'm sorry, Crit. I know that sucks. Maybe she will get to a point where she sees the light. I mean, it's sad to be honest, and it makes me worry for her being there in that situation. I don't know her personally, but just I don't wish anything like that on anyone. I don't. All my kids have blue or green eyes, and my ex was blonde blue. My oldest 2 kids sad. My youngest 3 are Native American. Oh, it's still blonde blue. That sucks. Our kids go from almost black hair and dark brown eyes to blonde with icy blue eyes. They get lighter by age. Yeah. So I don't know. I just wanted to talk a little bit about that because I've talked in older videos before anybody probably on here knew who I even was about stuff I've been through. Like I have a couple of my jail stories in my videos, and just I have actually some crazy videos, which it was really just for me. I would record it and then like watch it back, and like I don't know, it made more sense to me that way or something. Anyways, but I have some when I was on antidepressants and on a bunch of medications because my doctor would be like, oh, you're having this side effect from that medicine. Here, we'll add you a new one to help that side effect. It's like, oh, you're having another side effect to that one. Here, we'll give you another one. And so I have a picture where at one time I was taking like a handful of medicine every day. It was a lot. And not like vitamins or something. It was like literally all just prescriptions, and I probably didn't need to be on most of them. Um, so that was a rough time, and I have some videos from like when I stopped taking the medicine, and I was having like I guess like brain zaps and stuff. Jojo, turn it off. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, my 4-year-old came up with his phone with the video on, and it was like echoing. So it's like you'll find someone that will want to build a real life with you, not a drug life. There's a reason why he kicked me out and kept her there. It's kind of very clear now what he had planned. That's what I was kind of worried about, though, because we know that he's not the teddy bear everyone pretends that he is. And she didn't look like a very like she would be able to fight back very hard. She looked very like a very small person, and just I don't know. It's kind of I don't know. Anything like that makes me feel bad. I feel things for other people way too hard, and sometimes it sucks. And I don't know. Sometimes I get myself too involved, obviously, in things. I don't know. To me, right is right is wrong. Right is right and wrong is wrong, and that's what I continue to say to everyone about like my actions before in the past with this whole situation. Um, and yeah, that's where it's hard for me is because right is right and wrong is wrong. And my moral compass um, points strongly in one direction. So Crit, you'll find someone that loves you for you. You're good looking, smart, and loyal. I know. You know what? I have seen so many comments about, oh, the cute one, or like I've seen so many people say that. So just saying, I guess you need to find a few of these that are in your area. I know there have been several people that have said, "Oh, I live near there." I've seen that a few times. So just know you have some fans. That you can never have a real long lasting relationship in that world. Sucks she chose that, but it is what it is. And no, and most people, even once they get out of that situation and they're with somebody that they were in that situation with, it's like one or the other still leans really heavy into that situation when the other one doesn't want anything to do with it. So it's usually really hard being in those kind of relationships, even if you do get out. Well, he's got her fooled. Sometimes you got to cut out the closest people in your life, even if it's family, can't have toxic or negativity around. Best thing anyone can ever do is leave Jason. Keep hanging out with losers. All one can do is lose. Exactly. Amber, oh crap. Amber, email me so we can exchange numbers. Don't hold back. Tell me what you think. Crit is a cutie. I really appreciate the compliments. Crit is a cutie. You know what? He has a really good personality too. Like, I mean, he's attractive, but he has a really good personality too. I remember when he was showing the pictures and whatever on the live, like he can carry on a conversation and he seems intelligent and not like an idiot. So at least you have a few things going for you, and sober is a good thing. So I would just try to make sure that anybody that you talk to in the future is headed in the same direction because you definitely don't want to go backwards. Jason looks like Ron Perlman. Crit's way cuter. He probably kept him around so Crit could bring in the girls. He said thank you, and I don't lie. I don't lie either unless it's for like a good thing. It's so funny. I saw something earlier that said you lied. Hold on. You lied so others wouldn't like me, and I lied so others would like you. So like that's kind of how I feel like that's the type of person I am. If I lie about something, it's not like with the intention to hurt anybody. It's usually because I think I'm doing what's best or what I don't know. But I don't like lying. I'm not good at it. I usually end up telling on myself. I feel like my face gives it away, though. I feel like my face always gives me away. Then again, I feel like I also am making faces all the time that I don't realize I'm making, and I'll think I'm smiling, and I'm over there like this, looking like I smell shit or something. And I'll feel like I'm smiling, and my head will like I think I'm smiling. I'm like just like looking like no, oh crap, I don't know what I just pushed. I pushed the button, so I hope I didn't do nothing. Oh yeah, see, I guess I clicked something with him. So I'm saying Jason is a liar because I know everything. Um, I can see it. I can see it, and I agree. Do you want to speak on the emails that were brought up? Do you want to say, because I feel like I don't feel like that was all fake. I feel like some or most of that was all real. I feel like some of it may have been like edited, or like it kind of looks like maybe he like made copies of them, and like I don't know. I feel like maybe there was some altering or something, but I don't feel like they were all fake. They are not fake. He said, "Oh, I have resting bitch face too. Everyone thinks I'm stuck up, but I'm not." I feel like that's why a lot of people don't like me and don't give me a chance, or don't. I don't know. I just observe everything and take everything in, and I just like, um, I don't know. My walls are very up at this point in my life. I give 1,000 and don't get 10. So, um, yeah. She said, girl, I gotta go to bed. I gotta get up early as shit. You should go live sometime in like morning or afternoon. I don't think they're fake. She never even, that's what I thought too, is she never denied them or said, I mean, I feel like some of it could be like altered maybe, but I definitely don't think fake. But I had heard it mentioned before that he taught her how to, or something about faking the emails or altering them or something. She said, my husband always laughed at me because I can't laugh for shit, and I'm a lawyer. He joked I must have missed that law school class. You know what's so funny is I'm like really into that type of shit from obviously dealing with everything I did with my ex-husband. I am kind of like, I guess that's why it's easy for me to like look up and find stuff and whatever. Like I don't know, I got really used to like having to go on, websites to find information, because if I didn't, I wouldn't have known anything. Like that's not something that you just, I didn't grow up like knowing, like being taught how to, um read paperwork or know how the judicial system works as far as like criminal law, and like I didn't know any of, like I had to literally figure it out. And he was in trouble long before I ever met him, as a juvenile. We started dating on my, oh, I should tell the story. We started dating on my 18th birthday. I'll probably get off in about 15 minutes, but um I have so much shit to do. I'm supposed to be making, I don't know why I do this shit to myself. I have 1,000 projects going on at one time, and now I work the next 3 days. So, but this girl that I know that's having a baby, like any day. I was supposed to be making this diaper wreath thing for her, and I keep not doing. Yeah, I start 1,000 things. That's like I had bought all these shirts or these things to make shirts, and then I haven't posted like for them to be for sale or anything yet. And I have all these like football ones, like yeah. Anyway, but I wanted to tell the story. So when I met my ex-husband, I was 18. No, I was 17. Um, and it was, dang, I'm trying to think, maybe like the first week of February 2003. And my cousin brought him over to my house, and I lived with my parents at the time. I was still 17. I wasn't in school. I had got my GED when I turned 17, and so I wasn't in school anymore. And so my cousin came over with my ex-husband, and that was the first day that I met him. And then they stayed there for like a few days, and then he started really getting on my nerves. He's like, I don't know. He was only 17 and really immature and just, yeah, really annoying. He was getting on my nerves. And so I was like, okay, bye. I'll see you in a few days. Like, it's time for you to go. So he did. He left for a few days. I think he went to work with his dad that night or something. They worked at the newspaper, delivering newspapers. And then the next day he was supposed to come back. And then I found out he had been arrested and on murder charges. He was arrested for suspicion or to be questioned in connection with the murder of a donut delivery lady, because in the area where they lived, like, was kind of like a rich neighborhood, and like they would deliver donuts in like just probably in that neighborhood. And so this guy had called and had the donuts delivered, and when the lady came to deliver him, I guess he was going to rob her or take the donuts or whatever. I don't know what his plan was, but and then I guess she started causing a scene or whatever about it, and so I guess he pulled her in the house and killed her and put her in his dumpster out at the alleyway and wheeled it across the street and got the neighbors, like, switched dumpsters with them, but they're like numbered, so yours belongs to you, so they're obviously going to know where it came from anyways, or where the donuts were delivered to. I mean, yeah, just, yeah. But anyways, the lady was it was a small Chinese lady, and when they found her, they thought in the trash can, they thought it was a Mexican boy, because they couldn't, I don't know. I don't know all the details. I don't want to say something that may not be right. Anyways, but they knew pretty quickly who did it and what happened. But because he really didn't know anyone else in the area where they lived, other than my ex-husband, I guess he like brought his name into it and tried to say, oh, he helped or he did this, whatever. Well, so since my ex-husband was always in trouble as a juvenile, he, at the time this was happening, he was on the other side of town walking to my cousin's where they left and then came to my house. So, but a cop had seen him walking at the time that the murder had taken place on the other side of town. And so his alibi, 1 was a cop, 2 was my cousin, and then 3 was me, because I think maybe the guy had said he like came there after and helped clean up or dispose of, or I don't really remember the details. It was a long time ago. What I say, 2003? Yeah, so 20 years ago, 21 years ago. Anyways, so he woke up with guns in his face on someone's couch, because at that time he was 17 and already not living at home and staying wherever he could. And so he woke up at someone's house with guns all in his face, and they took him to jail. And then once, I think they did a lie detector test or whatever, and once they cleared him of this, they came back and said, okay, well, so we know you didn't have anything to do with this, but you have a warrant to go to juvenile. So, because he was only 17 at the time and he had been in trouble. So I guess he was on juvenile probation and not doing what he was supposed to do. So they're like, okay, well, we know you didn't commit this murder, but now you're going to go to juvenile. So he tried to run out of the jail. And so he's had to be in like maximum and medium security facilities every time he's been in prison, because he has an escape charge, because I guess he made it to like the last door, but they have to like buzz you out or whatever. I don't know how he thought that he would get anywhere. It makes no sense. But anyways, so they charged him with escape, and so now he like has an escape charge every time he goes anywhere. It like follows him, but he's also always runs and has resisting and evading and all that. So all that counts against him too. And probably a lot of the reason why he has not made parole this time and probably won't. Probably have to do the whole 7 years. Anyways, so he got out of juvenile. They let him out to go live with his mom in East Texas. So at this time, we're closer to the Dallas area. And so I'm literally this on my 18th birthday. I think he got out the day before on my 18th birthday. So I decided to go where he was going to be, where he had been staying, and I guess he was going to be going to get his stuff. And at this point, I hadn't even talked to him, and we had barely just met. And so I go to where he's going to be going to pick up all his stuff, and am there, and we end up together basically on my 18th birthday is when we like start dating. But then I make the stupid decision to move to East Texas with him and his family that I don't know. I barely know him, don't know them at all, never met them a day in my life, and leave my family. And I feel like I thought my mom or dad would try to stop. I was 18 and they couldn't stop me, but I feel like I thought they would try, or I don't know. Not that I think it would have mattered. But so that was February 2003. And then by June 2004, I had my oldest son. So that was the story of the beginning. But I just had to like tell that story because I just thought of it. And like how, like who meets somebody and then a couple days later they are arrested on suspicion of murder, and then you end up being one of the alibis that they didn't actually do it or weren't there when it happened. It was like crazy at 17, 18 years old. Says, I'm extremely socially awkward. You're really good at this, and where you got me on the edge of my seat with the story. If you want to talk more and maybe talk about your lives together, I'm down. Goodbye, everyone. Definitely. Oh, crap. I keep clicking things. Have a good night, Crit. Bye, Crit. I'll message Crit if you're still here. You're probably already gone, but I'll message you on Reddit, which I really haven't been on in several days until today. And then I was like, I guess I should go check it, and I never get the notification. So I had like a message, well, some messages, like I guess not really a lot has gone on recently, obviously, because they're all in hiding. I wouldn't say hiding, but they're all scared to show their face, I guess. I don't know. And then says that's going to be my man for real, right? Yeah, that's a wild story, especially being so young. Good for you getting out of that situation. It's crazy where life takes us sometimes, no doubt. Those red flags are kind of hot, though. Seriously, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what I was thinking. And what's funny is I feel like most of the guys I had dated at that point were like a few years older than me, like always like 2 to 3 years older than me or whatever. And he's 6 months younger than me. And so I feel like that should have been like the first sign that I was going the wrong direction. I don't know. I mean, I'm glad that I have all 3 of my kids, and I'm glad that things weren't a lot worse for them. I mean, it was bad enough. They all have memories that I wish they didn't. The oldest the most, because he was obviously older and around for a lot more. But even the youngest, so when I left, our youngest together, so my older 3 are with my ex-husband. And so when I left, our youngest together was 2, about to turn 3. So I left in September and he was turning 3 in October. And so they were 2 turning 3, 4 turning 5, and then 8, I believe. And it was a lot. It was hard. And even the youngest one has memories of like, because it was really bad right before we left. Where did I say something about that recently? I feel like it was on one of my lives, but maybe it wasn't. I'm trying to remember because I really remember bringing this up recently, and I don't know who it was to or what it was about. But somebody was saying something, and I was talking about one of the memories I have, like right before I left, of like being outside and he was acting crazy, and I remember like I was probably being loud because it was like it was not a good situation, and I don't really want to go into detail about it. I don't know. I don't talk a lot about all the stuff I went through. I really don't. And recently I did to like I was like, "Oh my God, I feel like I just told you my whole life story. I'm so sorry." Like I never talk about this stuff ever. And so yeah, anyways, I just remember his mom telling me to be quiet before the neighbors call the cops, and I'm just like, they probably should call the cops. Like, just because none of y'all will, like, somebody probably should. Like, anyways, I don't know. I remember talking about that recently, and I don't remember where or why I was talking about it or what brought it up. But yeah, so I'm like, the carnival. It's so hard leaving someone like that. One of my exes is serving 15 to life for, but yeah. I started young too. When I was 17, I graduated, started working full time, started college, had a baby, got an apartment, got married. I was just saying the other day, we were evicted from 4 apartments in the first year that my oldest son was alive. Because at that time, I just had a baby, like whatever. He was working, which it was never, he was never working and me not. I was always trying to do everything while he was running the streets. And I was always probably like looking outside, worried, calling the jails and whatever. Look that, yeah. Anyways, so yeah, I he was working for his dad at the time though, and I remember getting into it with his dad and cussing his dad out for like him not getting paid, or basically he would pay our rent. So he didn't pay him, he paid the rent. And so whatever would happen, and I would just believe whatever he had told me. And obviously at that point we'd only been together a year. I didn't realize how much he lied about everything. And so I don't know. Either he wasn't going to work and he would say he was. I still don't really know what the situation was. I just know in one year we were evicted from 4 apartments. And I remember my grandma, who passed away about 5 years ago now. I remember her having to come and pick me up, and she wouldn't do anything to help him or anything. So she had to come get me and my oldest son. And I remember having to leave so much of our stuff sitting outside that apartment door. And that was like, there was so many situations like that. So, anyways, I didn't plan on being on here too long. I have so much stuff to do. And now I work the next 3 days. I thought I was going to work Wednesday and Friday and have Thursday off, but I don't. I'm going to be working Thursday, and my son has a football game that's an away game. So that means I have to be done in time and make it there in time. So, and I didn't know for sure if he was going to even, because they have 2 JV teams out here, and if the other school they're playing only has one, then the second team doesn't play, and he's on the second team. So I really don't know until like a few days before if they're going to have a game that week, and that's really annoying trying to schedule around that. She said, "Thank you. I wish I had the energy." Me too. I feel like, and I thought birth control would fix everything, especially because the one I'm taking has like whatever form of folate or whatever I need, because I have like the folic acid thingy. My body doesn't like process folic acid right. Anyways, my whole life I've been like borderline anemic, and I never really realized that there was probably a reason for that. Um, and so the birth control I take has that added to it, and I was like, oh, it's gonna make me feel better. I don't. I don't feel better. Said, how far away are your games? Everything is far away out here. Like everything. So the game tomorrow is probably about 45 minutes away, maybe a little bit further. I don't know, because I think I'll be closer to where the game is when I'm working. So since I'm going to be going from work to the game, it shouldn't, I don't know. I should look that up. Um, our other games are youth games, like Pee Wee football. I don't know how far we're playing like in a new league this year. So we play against different places than so a few of the people that we normally play with went with us, like to this new league or whatever. And so we play some of the teams that we already played before, but now we're playing several different. And so the game that we just played on Saturday, I was so glad we didn't have to drive out there, because that was like literally my first thought when I found out that we were playing against that town. I was like, dang, that's a far drive. But yeah, everything's just different. I haven't done all this youth football stuff since my ninth grader was in sixth grade. And that was in 2021, and it was really dramatic and it was a lot. And it's a lot of the same people have kids. I was just noticing this the other day. The coaches and a lot of the same kids, like the parents and whatever, they have kids the same age as like my 7-year old and oh God, he's 7 now. My 7-year old and my 4-year old have siblings, brothers or whatever, siblings the same as my 14-year old. So it's like they have like same coaches, same parents, same kids. Like I noticed he was out there on the field with some of the kids he played with, and I was like, and then their brothers are on the team with his brother, and I was like, well, that's kind of weird and cool and scary, and because I just had so much issues with people. I don't know. They all had issues with me. I didn't really have issues with them. I don't care enough. I don't have enough energy to care what other people are doing like that. I'm barely making it as it is. She says, I think we are. I don't know if we're playing Athens. We might not be, but we played Brownsboro. And it's really funny because when my oldest son was in school, we moved around a lot, obviously, when we were with his dad. And so we moved around a lot, and he went to school in Brownsboro for like a couple of weeks when he was in like kindergarten or something. And he started school in second grade when I moved out here. He started school in second grade, and then he graduated from the same school district from second grade till he graduated in 2022. And then my 16-year-old and 14-year-old both started pre-K, and then now the other two started pre-K, all in the same school. The 4 youngest ones all have had the same teacher for pre-K, which I asked for her. For the youngest 2, for sure. I don't know. I don't think I asked for her for my second that had her. I think he just got her. And so then I asked for her for the younger 2, like, because obviously the other ones had already had her. So now she's had 4 or 5 of my kids. And I did hear that she may retire after this year. So I was like, well, that's cool that she was here one more year to be able to be his teacher. So, yeah. Anyways, I don't know. I was thinking we do play. I don't think we do though. Let me look at the schedule real quick. But I don't think we play Athens. I think in school we do. I mean, like school football we do. And I actually have a friend that lives out there. Well, I don't know. A girl that used to work for me. I considered us friends when she worked for me, but she also came to work on her birthday, which was 4/20. She also came to work. Relapsed on I'm trying to think of words. Like, anyways, she was very not okay. I think I've talked about it before on here. But anyway, she moved out there, and that's when she stopped working for me, was because it was too far for her driving back and forth. I was gonna look and see. I have both schedules, the high school schedule and the youth schedule. Which my son has friends that play for Athens. He has, I think, 2 friends that moved from out here to out there that play football. So if we do play against them, then he'll get to play against. And I think we did in junior high, so I feel like that means we probably do. Mm-mm. I don't. So at school we don't. No, if I can only find the other schedule, but I don't think we do. I've noticed the other day that we only play a few teams and we play them all twice. And it's like, I hope we don't play Brownsboro in Brownsboro because I noticed when we play Quinlan, we play at home and then in Quinlan, and everywhere else I think it was the same. And I don't know why I'm not seeing the schedule anywhere. I was just freaking looking at it yesterday, but I'm pretty sure we don't. She said, my three youngest boys all had the same kindergarten teacher, and she and I are now real life friends. Well, so it's funny because her daughter-in-law is also a pre-K teacher, and so they both have the same last name. So I had to make sure that, like, when I ask for her or whatever, that I specify which one it is. But she's been there a while, I think. I mean, obviously, the my 16-year-old had her for pre-K, and then there was a big gap before my 7-year-old. So it was my 16-year-old, 14-year-old, 7-year-old, 4-year-old. Well, he's in her class now this year. Which I'm glad because he had met her when we went on a field trip with my 7-year-old to the zoo and whatever. So, anyways, I've been on here for almost an hour, so I guess I'm gonna go. I have so many story times I could tell you that are so crazy that maybe I'll start trying to make a point of doing every now and then. Um, yeah, I don't know, especially because like I really don't ever talk about a lot of it, and so it's like stuff I just like remember randomly. Um, a lot of the time. Like talking about it obviously like makes you like remember. So I did actually remember some crazy stuff recently when I was talking about it because I didn't realize. So on my 21st birthday, I went to work and um when I got off, he wasn't there to pick me up and I was so mad. I was so mad. And obviously it's my 21st birthday. And so I get home. We were living with some other people at the time. And I get home and my car is there and my kid is there with them. And at that time, my oldest son was 2. And so he was there with them and my car was there. And my ex-husband was in jail because he got pulled over and got a DWI with my son in the car, not in his car seat. I don't know if he was in it and crawled out of it or what the situation was, but yeah, he got it. So it was enhanced. Like, so in, I know everywhere's different, but in Texas, your third DWI is a felony. Well, I don't know if it's still this way, but back then. So, your third DWI is a felony unless you have a child under 15 in the car, and then your first, I mean, that makes it a felony. So his first DWI was a felony because of that, and he was he wasn't drunk, he was on other substances and didn't know where he was even. And it's crazy that I was at work and he was supposed to be responsible for our kid, and this is what I get home to. So, yeah, but I just realized recently when talking about this that a week before that was when I had the first of 2 miscarriages that year. But I didn't realize until I was talking about it recently that it was only a week before that happened. And it's because I knew that the miscarriage happened when we were living with those same people, and I knew that it happened in February of that year. And so I just started like thinking, and I was like, dang, that's like probably why I had a miscarriage. I was going through so much like trauma at that time, but I never realized it, like all these years, that it was a week apart from that whole situation. And a week later, I turned 21 and had all that happen. So, yeah, there's just a lot of things I feel like I don't remember because I don't talk about it and I don't think about it. And so, yeah, it's okay. Sorry. I scheduled it kind of last minute too. Well, I scheduled it at 6 something. and it was like maybe an hour after. So I did it for 7:15, and I think I did it at like 6:20. So it probably didn't notify people really. Kind of last minute. I was just talking to somebody earlier about that situation about me leaving, and I was like, I should talk about that. So yeah. Anyways, I guess I'm gonna go. I have a whole lot of things to do for the kids to get ready for school tomorrow, and we're about to have to make dinner in a minute. They're probably already on their way home, so. Oh, crap. Anyways, have a good night, Amber. Oh, I was up. Yeah, I was trying to read that, but then my brain froze. So, anyways, thank y'all for being here and supporting me, and thank you everyone for today before my live, all my community posts, and I've just been having a rough day, really. So I'm glad you came on. Enjoy the story time. Take care. Anyways, see y'all next time. I got one of my kids back here acting goofy. The 16-year-old, of course, is the one in here acting like probably the 4-year-old. Anyways, thank y'all and good night.